I appreciate you. Yeah. Hey, about defunding the police. What do you think about that? All right, all right. Welcome back, guys. Dive into another little episode here of comparing yesterday to today. Looking into February 13th. First thing I found here, 1914. The American Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers, ASCAP, was founded in New York City. A purpose of this organization was and remains to protect the copyrights and performance rights of the works of its members, composers, songwriters, lyricists, and music publishers. ASCAP's first director was composer and musician Victor Herbert, an eloquent supporter of musician rights to receive royalties for the use of their work. Kind of looking into how that compares to today. It seems dates back that far. It's pretty interesting. How it compares to today, though. Cops are using copyrighted music to block videos from being posted. Now, just talking kind of protests and all of that. There is protest going on. It seems every day. Today pulled up the Myanmar. You got, I believe, people just were protesting for the Robin Hood because they lost all of their money from Robin Hood stopping the trades from being able to go through. So I thought it was kind of interesting, to say the least. I mean, protesting is one thing, riots are another. Definitely don't condone majority of these protests because they don't even have signs. They're not really, I mean, I guess you don't really need a sign, but it seems like there's really no purpose in a lot of these. But I have noticed in some of the videos that they do play copyrighted music, and it does make it to where my videos even get taken down just recording and sitting here. But it says a sergeant of Beverly Hills Police Department played Sublime Santeria while simultaneously avoiding to speak. A report has emerged of police sergeant playing popular music on their smartphone when they realized they were being filmed. Boingboing.net writes, strange behavior may be part of concerted effort to have these types of videos flagged and removed by copywriting strike algorithms on YouTube, Instagram, and other social media sites. The example was shared on Instagram, which has not flagged the video. Who filmed a sergeant of Beverly Hills PD blasting Sublime Santeria out of his smartphone. Oh wow! So it doesn't look like it was actually even with a protest. He was just doing it. No phones playing it.
Music? Beverly Hills PD licensed music. I'm asking you a question and you're not now doing your job, are you? Huh?
Wow. Yeah. But I also looked in here with, kind of copyright. Twitter permanently suspends Project Veritas account. Now, if Twitter is, I believe, not a publisher, they don't have the rights to copyright strike Project Veritas, in a sense. Twitter on Thursday yanked the account of conservative activist group Project Veritas over repeated violations of the company's rules on sharing other people's private information after they posted leaked footage of communication between Facebook executives. They leaked breaching its private information policy. The ban came after the group had posted leaked clips on Wednesday from a meeting with Facebook executives where they discussed development of censorship tools. We have a system that is able to freeze commenting on threads in cases where our systems are detecting that there may be a thread that has hate speech or violence sort in the comments. Vice President Integrity Guy Rosen can be seen explaining in the footage. In a second video posted by Project Veritas, one of its staffers is seen confronting Rosen about his remarks outside his home as he returned from a jog. When you talk about freezing comments containing hate speech, what do you mean by that? The Veritas staffer stands on the sidewalk, asks Rosen as he enters his home, how do you find hate speech? Is it just speech that you hate? Tom McDonald. Great line. He continues in the seconds long interaction. Because his home address was visible, it's doxing. They blurred all of the license plates and everything, but just forgot the home. But CNN was the one who posted it, and they also have been caught doing this with just normal people's homes. So, kind of interesting there. Next thing, yesterday in 1961, Wallace Lane, Virginia Maxey, and Mike Sowell were seeking interesting mineral specimens, particular geodes, for the LM&V Rockhounds Gem and Gift Shop in Alancha, California. On this particular day, the trio were about 6 miles northwest of Alancha, near the top of a peak, and they found basically spark plugs. They found a nail and a washer, magnetic cylinder with copper on the inside of it. Super interesting stuff. There's a x-ray of the artifact. I was just wondering what was today. And I thought this was pretty interesting. Scotland's St. Kilda inhabited in the Bronze Age. New discovery reveals. New evidence has emerged which shows that the Scottish archipelago of St. Kilda was inhabited at least visited around 2,000 years ago. Whole slew of Bronze Age pottery found up to 2,000 years ago. Remote Scottish island of St. Kilda, an Unesco World Heritage managed by the National Trust from Scotland, according to report Daily Express. Evidence of an Iron Age 800 BC to 43 AD settlement on Scottish islands has been unearthed after a team of researchers discovered shards of pottery dating from the Iron Age and had been washed into a stone channel. The pottery samples were sent for examination, and residues of carbonized foods were discovered, revealing a settlement had thrived here at some point between the early part of the 4th century BC and the end of the 1st century BC. Pretty interesting stuff, to say the least. Also yesterday, Da Vinci's Madrid codices are discovered February 13th, 1967. Researchers discovered the Madrid codices by Leonardo da Vinci in the National Library of Spain on February 13th, 1967. Notebooks had been absent from mass view until the discovery transferred from owner to owner after Da Vinci's death in 1519. Some believe the notebooks were hidden after his death for fear of exploitation by others trying to attach themselves to Da Vinci's genius. The two notebooks contain 197 pages, with the first volume largely discussing mechanics, statics, and geometry. The two volumes also include a list of 116 books Da Vinci was using at the time for his research. The manuscripts are considered to be of great importance as they contain about 15% of the notes referenced today. They also end doubts that have been expressed over time as to Da Vinci's talents as an engineer. Some had argued Da Vinci was merely an artist with interest in mechanical designs. However, the notebooks in his handwriting and outlining engineer ideas that were unheard of at the time put such arguments to rest. So super cool. I got some pictures here of some of his drawings, but mechanical wise, very interesting stuff. I kind of compare that today with art, um, and what art we are making today. Um, I thought I'd play for you guys the Run Hide Fight trailer. Um, if you guys wanted to check it out, there is a code for Daily Wires, 25% off. Um, I still have yet to sign up, but if you'd like to check that out, I was looking at the prices, $4 a month, up to $20 a month. So, but I thought I'd play the trailer and check this out. We're going to kind of check out the trailer together. It'll be my first time watching it, so.
In between breath, take the shot.
You're doing really good out there, kid. Size of that deer, we're gonna be eating venison all summer.
On a day's work.
I think we need to see somebody again.
And by we, you mean me?
No, I mean us. Hey, that look in your eye. Guys in my unit had that look.
Maybe there's a brochure you can hand me so I can go?
Is that Chris Jellick over there?
Is he doing something completely weird? Senior prank day. But we'll see all kinds of dumb stuff today. Swim captain will have Thai food delivered to class, and Becky Vaughn will set up her homemade slip and slide.
This is high school. Nothing that happens here matters in the real world.
Okay, we are in charge now, so please pull out whichever app you use to do live streaming video. Get them up and running and point it at me. Now!
Get down on the ground! Any more friends back there?
I'm calling 911.
Get back to your homeroom and stay put until...
You must be close.
You should be ashamed.
Very disturbing news out of Vernon Central High School.
Zoe.
In between breath, take the shot.
Go!
Is it safe to say that this might be our guardian angel? Do you want more people to die?
That's the last thing I want.
I'm gonna kill one person in this room every 5 minutes you don't show your face.
Isn't it ironic that after all your hard work, people aren't gonna remember you?
No?
They're gonna remember me.
Shit. I remember. It reminds me of sort of like a Braveheart. Got like a badass fighting back. Well, that's super cool. I thought I'd also kind of just bring it in because they found some writings, so I thought I'd bring it into some of the books that I seen on Amazon's top list here. Unmasked by Andy No. It says here, a journalist who's been attacked by Antifa writes a deeply researched and reported account of a group's history and tactics. I heard that was really good. Look into here, Jordan B. Peterson's 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos. What does everyone in the modern world need to know? Renowned psychologist Jordan Peterson answers the most difficult and questions uniquely, combines the hard-won truths of ancient tradition with the stunning revelations of cutting-edge scientific research. I actually had recently bought this one, started reading it. I'm reading at the moment. Blackout, How Black America Can Make Its Second Escape from the Democratic Plantation, by Candace Owens. Political activist and social media star Candace Owens addresses in many ways that Democratic Party policies hurt rather than help the African American community and why she and many others are turning right. I've seen this one, David Horowitz, Dark Agenda, The to destroy Christian America. Does it show? It's got a bunch of people. An extraordinary look into the left's calculated efforts to create a godless, heathen American society and how these efforts must be stopped. That one looks pretty interesting. And I've seen here Tucker Carlson, read this disturbing but vital book. Thomas Sowell, Basic Economics. Let's see here. Citizen's Guide to Economics, written for those who want to understand how the economy works but have no interest in jargon or equations. Best-selling economist Thomas Sowell explains the general principles underlying different economic systems, capitalist, socialist, feudal, and so on. I actually seen this one. It was on the top. I might actually be buying this one here. It says a hardcover is $30. And they do have it in stock. So I might be purchasing that one here tonight. But I thought I'd just show you guys some books here. Josh Hawley, Tyranny of Big Tech. The reign of Big Tech is here, and America's First Amendment rights have to be hanged by a keystroke. So seen this one on there as well. Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri argues that these mega corporations controlled by the robber barons of the modern era are the gravest threat to American liberty in decades. So all super interesting. Then we'll move here. 1979, yesterday, Hood Canal Bridge sinks during severe storm. Sinks during a severe storm for several hours before the Tuesday the 13th catastrophe. The storm has battered the bridge with winds of 80 miles per hour, gusting to 120 miles per hour. State Route 104 connects the Kitsap Peninsula with the Olympic Peninsula. It's the second concrete pontoon floating bridge in Washington's highway system, the world's first floating pontoon bridge built over salt water subject to tides. Thought that was interesting. And then what's going on with the weather over in Austin, Texas. Williams County issues disaster declaration in response to severe weather conditions, declaring a state of disaster in response to the severe weather conditions. Cannot continue for more than 7 days unless continued or renewed by Commission's Court. We want to impress on the people of Williams County the importance of staying home and not getting on the roads as much as possible. By staying home, you can do your part to keep other people safe, including our first responders. So not just lockdowns. We now have winter storms locking people in their houses as well. And not just there, but it looks like there's
for the Gulf of Mexico and pushing all that energy
some stuff going on
right to us.
Florida.
So for the day today, we're on a level 1 risk of severe weather, meaning isolated severe storms.
Those 80 that tore down the bridge. This one's 58 plus.
Meaning 1 or 2 of the storms through the day could carry winds over 58 miles an hour. Relatively low tornado risk. Hail also not much of a concern. We can actually break down the threats even more. On a scale of 1 to 10, we're running at about a 2-3 in terms of threats for tornadoes for just about all of Central.
I thought that was interesting. Last thing we'll move into here. Europe launches new Vega rocket on maiden voyage. This was back in 2012 yesterday. A brand new rocket soared into space on a launch debut that carried 9 small satellites in hopes of European Space Agency all the way into Europe. And I look into SpaceX. They're actually about an hour and a half from when I recorded this. Tonight, 9:20, they're going to be doing a live stream launching Falcon 9 rocket. Was looking into here how many rockets they had done, and it stated they, I think, are up like 1,145 Starlink satellites to date. So it's an amazing thing. You know, you got SpaceX, next generation, going to the moon. SpaceX has more than 1,000 satellites in its Starlink constellation, while on the way to finish deployment of its initial tranche of 1,584 Starlink stations later this year. SpaceX won't stop there, with plans to launch additional orbital shells of Starlink satellites into polar orbit to enable global coverage, with first-generation fleet totaling some 4,400 spacecraft. Insanity. Pretty amazing stuff that they're doing here. It says it'll go public once it's predictable cash flow. So, talks of going public, talks of merging the Boring Company with Tesla and SpaceX. FCC awarded SpaceX nearly $885 million in government subsidies in December through a program aimed at expanding broadband access for rural Americans. Yeah, that's Starlink. The next age of technology is here. But that would be kind of an overall kind of culture. Go from the copyright laws, with Project Veritas coming back, hitting hard, and you got the spark plug, and then the discovery of new inhabitants in Scotland. It's always cool when we find out new stuff, and they said with the amount of pottery, they haven't found houses, but they say it washed down, so they're not far from a settlement, is what they believe. So it's always cool to look into that. Then to bring it into Da Vinci's Madrid codices, super groundbreaking stuff, but also very talented artist. And what they found with his codices was also a bunch of art as well. But to bring it into today with Run, Hide, Fight, Amazon books like Andy Knows, Jordan Peterson, Candace Owens, Josh Hawley, David Horowitz, Thomas Sowell, and then to top it off, the weather. The weather, it's not really cultural, but I guess that's something that people are going through, so hope the best for you guys. And finally, SpaceX. It'll be about an hour and a half, and they'll be launching something off, so it'll be fun to watch there if you'd like to watch it. SpaceX.com. I should just have it right at the top there. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Hit that like button if you enjoyed. And I hope you guys have a good night. As always, better tomorrow. Peace. I appreciate it. Yeah. Hey, about defunding the police. What do you think about that?